Hello and welcome to everybody. It's an absolute thrill to welcome you to this day one clash. And no day, of course, engenders hope or optimism more than this one. Optimism which could dissipate at a rate most alarming or last all the way to the latter stages. We shall see. The San Siro for nigh on a century, Milan's power base, the ultimate status symbol of their glorious history. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here? Goes for a shot! It's in!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Yeah, that's exactly what they required, but they need to be careful now. That goal could serve as a wake-up call for the hosts.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Barella! And for a moment, time stood still. Played out to the left flank. Schneider. No, not quite on the same wavelength. So just a one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Well read, and the danger is averted. Kilitshoy. And this is Batistuta. Davids. This one shoots! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And it's the Rhone. It's Schneider! Oh, glorious! That is a special one! That is a gem! An absolute gem! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
So that's two now without reply.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Schneider. Dybala. And it's Batistuta. It's a searching pass. Baresi is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. Oh, there's a probing ball. Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, shooting! Oh, it's hit the post. The ball goes in. He rises! And he hits the net. Back to within one. Interesting. Simple, certain, effective. He just guided it in.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Batistuta! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Batistuta really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Well, hello and welcome for the first time this season to everybody around the world. And we have for you a clash of two teams with very similar intentions. A statement win at the expense of the other would be the ideal scenario for both. A flying start is certainly required. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. The action has already started.
Well, this fellow, Giorgio Chiellini, Peter, is one of the game's great thinkers.
Yeah, in both an academic and a footballing sense, of course.
Yeah, and I think he'll prove key if they're looking to play on the break here. You won't get many players who are better than him in terms of ball winning, and it's all going to be about how quickly they can turn things around.
Can he finish? There it is! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Well, that silenced the crowd, Peter. Item 1 on the to-do list. Done.
You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Nicely weighted ball. So just one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. Kilitshoy has found the net here, of course. That's a pretty loose pass. Oh, that's a key interception. It's a really well-measured ball. Passing is crisp and sharp. Now it's Batistuta. Looking for options for movement. Plays a sharp little ball here. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Goes for a shot! Dealt with nicely by the defence. Sergio Roberto. Now De Bruyne. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Deftly away. He's not played the ball, that's a foul. Kilitshoy. Dybala. He won't be happy with that one. Fofana. Daroon. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. And that's gone loose.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Now it's Dybala. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Well, there's the clearance. Daroon. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Real chance! Hits off target and by quite a way.
Yeah, I think that miss is going to give him nightmares for a while.
And that'll be the final action of the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Haven't played that badly. Getting caught again on the counter-attack is unlikely. They're switched on to that and still very much in this game.
Leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments and it's 1-0 at the break. And we're underway again. A solitary goal. That has been the crucial difference. Mignon clears. And this is Dybala. Oh, super ball. Batistuta! Goal! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. Oh, delicious. Such devilish curl.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Now then, the ball's come loose. Tries to play it through. And the pass is intercepted. Batistuta being hunted in packs.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game.
He's had a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. There's the shot! Corner number 2 then. Big header! Loose ball now. In for the pieces! They want to be quick to recover this. Great effort. He flew in with courage.
Sneijder instinctively knew that it was his best option. The planning beat the execution, though.
He's through here. Chance for a shot! And it's there! It's the moment they all wanted. A goal in his 100th game. It was casual, it was careless, and it has proven costly.
Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly enough through a very strong pressing wave.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Not the most accurate pass. It's a searching pass. This might spell danger. Oh no, this does. Decent chance! It's there! Just cruising! They are cruising! A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
It's become a case of men against ball. And the shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. And it's been given away. Zanetti. And it's De Bruyne. Well, that has not gone well. And that has been cut short.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Batistuta. Now, can they get him away? Shot could be on. And he shoots! Sticks it away! There is a man right at the top of his game, and he just knows it.
Well, it's a goal fest, and the fact it's so one-sided now is getting scary.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. De Bruyne. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Well read, nice interception. And that is as far as it goes. Perfect result, perfect outcome, a test passed with flying colours. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
From the manager's perspective, Peter, I don't think he could have asked for much more. We're certainly
So it is that time again. Every team looks to write its own special script. Moments like this are to be savoured. Hopes are high. A good start, that is what they all want. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So it's away we go then. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Nicolo Barella is by all accounts a jack of all trades. And I think that's a very good way of describing how this player operates, because he's growing into one of Italy's most important midfielders. And he always has a say in what's going on. And he looks like Captain
McTominay! McTominay! Magnificent!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Great chance! And it's in! A quite incredible spell. They are flying.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
Milan are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Pass somewhat off target. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Passing is crisp and sharp. Great ball, and he's in here.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Vlahovic was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. This looks promising, and he's away. He's come in hard. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Oh, he climbs up big! Oh, it's gone in! Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. And it's McTominay. He's gone for goal! Turns and goes back. Can he finish? And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Well, it's probably going to take something very special to beat him today.
And now they can spring out of defence. Hernandez cuts out the pass. Barella. McTominay. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Gets to show off his quick feet. Milan have it back and can go again. And here's Batistuta. And that'll be the final action of the first half. So engaging and still right on edge. Plenty of signs to suggest this will turn out to be a really good one. And neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Well, I think the message from the manager at half-time will be pretty simple, Peter. He's going to want them to play at a higher tempo, press more, higher up the pitch, pass quicker, and entice the opposition out of position. He knows how crucial the next goal will be.
So we're just settling back into this second half. Oh, shooting chance! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
They've played it short. Dybala. And now a sudden chance to counter. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. And it's De Bruyne. Oh, here's a man adored by many. Tries a shot! Really well taken goal. 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Batistuta demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
You can certainly sense a real change of mood here. Now the crowd are demanding that they just finish this off.
Now it's Vlahovic.
Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need to have a very good conversion rate.
Cannavaro promptly onto that, and that is that. Schneider, that's a lovely, neat pass. And they're not going to make any further progress now. Good read, needed to be. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Milan clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Davids.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Now it's Rafael Leao. Now it's Dybala. He might be in here! And Dybala! And he's found the net! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing. We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
And that has been cut short. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Davids was in no mood for any of that. Now it's Vlahovic.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Ambitious ball here. Just 5 minutes left. Davids. Filippo Inzaghi.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Has a look and place it forward. Mateus. And that is that. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another day, but alas, that wasn't to be, and they go down by the odd goal. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Look, Peter, a strength in any team has to be at the heart.
Well, it is a nervous time, but these are positive nerves. The prospects are so great, the potential, be it financial or reputational, is huge because success in this competition brings so much. And the supporters are here to take it in for themselves and to drive the team on. Truly, this is crunch time. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, if you did just... It's Inzaghi! Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
And he's intervened well there. Davids. Dybala. Goes looking wide. Acerbi gets across to intercept that. McTominay. De Bruyne. De Bruyne was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Now it's Martinez. And it's McTominay. Good take. McTominay! Hits off target and by quite a way.
McTominay clearly can't believe he didn't put that away. He'd set himself up perfectly.
Darone. Passing is crisp and sharp. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Ricci. Pass is coming off in quick succession here.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal. Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. Threads one in. And the shot! Brilliant! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And Inter go in front.
Yeah, to see it unfold as succinctly as that, it looks telepathic.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
That's an imaginative pass. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Oh, he's burst through. He's one-on-one. And Martinez! He scores! And they're at it again in double quick time. Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Yeah, he showed great reaction.
That could spell trouble. Rafael Leao, and he welcomes it in.
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it, and I bet you the keeper's very relieved.
De Bruyne. And the first 45 minutes are up. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
The boss is going to be disappointed with the way his team just switched off for those two goals. They'll have to take some risks now to try and get back in this game, and it's easier said than done, as we know.
So we're just settling back into this second half.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
McTominay. Martinez. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And here's Lautaro Martinez. Great ball. McTominay! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
And now a sudden chance to counter. And that's really well manoeuvred.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match. Well, Peter, just see here. It is mine now.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes. Inter clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Bastoni, looking for options for movement. Serginho. Batistuta. Oh, that was vital.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Plays a sharp little ball here. He's got away. Donatoni.
Oh, great feat, that.
Skims one in. And we're done. One of those games that many would have felt no one deserved to lose, but sentiment counts for nothing. And so we reach a fork in the road. Fortunes can turn either way from this point. One path leads to where they all want to be, or at least a significant step closer to it. What doesn't bear thinking about is the alternative. It is time for the central characters to stand tall. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Rafael Leao, Peter, is one player who could be unstoppable if he's in the mood.
And he shoots! There it is!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
That has really stirred things up, and if they carry on like this, things might even get louder here.
So just the one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. Lookman, Donadoni. Has a look and place it forward. Oh, that's well spotted. Can he get it through? Davids goes for a shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Corner then. And we have our very first corner. Tomori clears. He's free, he had chance! And yes, it's there! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
That's just clever. He made the keeper think he was going one way, only to outfox him by going the other. Very nice.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
Rafael Leao. Good ball, good take. And the finish! Really well taken goal. Just gorgeous. The most glorious, delicious of touches. Followed up with an unerring finish.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
Takes a shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
This their second corner of the game. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Milan are looking to go forward now. And he's cut it out. Oh, John, surely! He has done it! AC Milan are all square. There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
This has become one superb game of football.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
And that is... And it's hit the woodwork and out! Oh, he's done very well to take that back. Barella. Now Fiore. Nicely aimed pass. Damian. And Donadoni. Now it's Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao. Schneider, who's set up one goal so far. Now, try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. And he was quick to react. He can run onto that. And the first 45 minutes are up. High octane, high tempo, high scoring. That was quite a half of football. No, well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half. What a good half. They've gone blow for blow, and it's 2-2. So once again, we're underway. Rafael Leao is onto it in a flash. Darmian. Fiore. And Donatoni. Dybala.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Zanetti. Donatoni. Lookman. And Donatoni gives it back.
Rafael Leao really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Davids. So what can they make of this? Now this could be a chance. Shapes to shoot! And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Oh, he's defended very well against those tricky feet. It's good pressure, good intensity.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Cannavaro makes the interception. Donatoni. Lookman! Hoyland. Oh, well played. And they're quick to get it back. He's in a great position here. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. We have got changes here, from both sides in fact. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Immobile, great vision. It's played through for him. And this is Del chance for a shot! And he's found the net! And they're back in front! Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
I think this team shows great...
Can he finish? Oh, super goal! He's got himself an absolute peach. And once more, we are all square. You score, we score.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
Donadoni cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes. I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Out towards the flank. Immobile might just make this. And he cuts out the supply. So nothing between them in 90 minutes, and we are in for extra time.
Well, I think many on that pitch were ready for the final whistle to come, so let's hope that there's still plenty of energy about.
So a brief breather, and then extra time. Into extra time we go. That has ended up in no man's land. And here's Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Now it's Immobile. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
Now it's Immobile. Kilishoy could try cutting inside here. Baturina. Lookman. McTominay. Well, there's your danger man, a title that is entirely justified. And that's it for the first half of extra time. Well, it has been a punishing game, both physically and mentally. But does either team have what it takes to find a winner? And we're off for the final time. This has been enthralling. So what do the last 15 minutes have left? Neither of these two want to come off second best. That's an imaginative pass. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Pete.
Decent chance! Oh, what about that? And that has raised the roof! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
Well, this is what we've... He's having a shot! Brilliant from Leao! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! We thought it was over! It's all square once more! Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. Okay, there isn't much time left.
And that's it. Nothing to separate them. It is penalties.
I can only applaud the sheer doggedness and tenacity on show in watching both teams refusing to lose. I mean, they both ran their socks off.
Now the time for brave hearts and strong minds. Immobile, first in line. Oh, it's a really good save.
He was so focused there. Fantastic save.
Donatoni is the next to run the gauntlet. And the keeper's come up trumps.
Oh, that's a super save from the keeper.
So, the second man in line. Keeper's gone the wrong way.
How confident was that? Backed himself all the way.
Lookman is the second man to step up for his team. Denied! He's made the save!
Well, that's about as tame as they come, Peter. Couldn't have been any easier for the keeper.
This to double their advantage. And the lead is 2. So down by 2, another miss can be game, set and match. Oh, good take. Keeper committed himself.
Good penalty. Completely wrong-footed, the keeper.
This to put them 2 up. And that doubles their lead. Milan must score here to stay in it. What poise! What noise!
Brilliantly done. Never took his eye off the keeper either.
Fingernails disappearing fast all around us. It is down to him now. That's won it! They needed to win, and they have won. It is a triumph. Well, there is a definite sense of occasion here as both teams square up to each other with fire in their eyes. This is a day for hope, for expectation, for renewed ambition. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So we're up and running. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne. He's just one of the best strikers of the ball you'll ever see. And that applies just as much to his passing game as it does to his shooting prowess. He generally likes to keep things simple, taking as few touches as possible, but making every one of them count. I've got a feeling he's going to be a real handful for the opposition here.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Kessié. There he goes, motoring forward. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. It's a good spell of possession, this. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Pele! It's there! There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Now it's Szoboszlai. Baresi gets a foot in here. Looking for options for... And the finish! Oh, it's fallen loose again! Oh, he's taken out. That'll be a foul. The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. For a moment, you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. De Bruyne plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Cannavaro gets it clear. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. And here's Son Heung-min. Gets a good foot in there. Rijkaard. Has a shot! They want to be quick to recover this. And the ball is out of play.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Half-time getting close now. Kessié. That's a good ball. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Xavi Alonso. And it's Messi. And it's Xavi Alonso. No, that's been intercepted.
This is the time you need that pace.
And the first 45 minutes are up. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy. A little more composure up front, perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Watford can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. A solitary goal. That has been the crucial... Decent chance! He has done it! 2 up now, and they are cruising. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Watford are doing very nicely, thank you.
We're looking at a very different game now. The command has been established.
Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
He's having a good look here. So, a genuine chance to increase the lead. Summerslide! Watford with the corner, they're first. Good stop. And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Pele actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Watford have their second corner now. Watford with another chance from a corner. So, third corner of the game. Cannavaro gets it away. He's tried one! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Thuram is offering a wry smile there.
Porto appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack.
And the shot! It's in! Just one in it now! The game takes on a whole new complexion! That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
And how easy did he make that look? That is supreme.
Porto get themselves back into contention.
Oh, we have a very different...
It's Son Heung-min! And that has kept the keeper on his toes.
Son Heung-min clearly felt that distance wasn't an issue, but maybe there were better options for him there.
Shapes to shoot! It's in! And there's your hat-trick hero. He is simply indefatigable.
Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
Watford take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
You can certainly sense a real change of mood here. Now the crowd are demanding that they just finish this off.
Szoboszlai receives it in a good position here. Rijkaard. Aimed beyond the defence. And this is Son Heung-min. Oh, no. Real chance! It's bounced back off the post. In he goes again! It's anyone's ball now. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. And here's Son Heung-min.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Pele, look at... Can he finish? Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh no, this does not look good. Maldini. 5 minutes to add. Messi. Kessié. Szoboszlai. Now it's Pele. That's that, the end. And so they have the outcome they desire. A dose of reality and quality, absolute togetherness, and the... Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So it's away we go then.
In a system like this, Peter, the winger-fullback combinations can be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and no doubt you can expand on that for us, Jim.
Well, there's just so many potential options and movements, overlapping, underlapping, wingers vacating spaces to be occupied by fullbacks, coming inside, creating overloads down the middle on either flank. You get...
Mbappe! Oh, he's been... And the keeper couldn't hold it. David Villa finds himself offside.
It's been pretty high-tempo stuff from the off here, Peter. A good show of intent, I would say.
Oh, that pass isn't the best. Knocks it into space. It's out for a goal kick. And it's Soboslai. Oh, it's a great ball here. Oh, shooting chance! And it's a goal! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Madrid are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. And it's been played through. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Well read, nice interception. Aimed beyond the defence. Great ball if he can get there. And a shot! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
Oh, shoot! And he shoots! He has done it! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! A momentary lapse exploited with glee.
Oh, how can they be so careless, Peter? It's too casual. They were never going to get away with that kind of sloppiness.
Watford are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Looking tidy in possession here. 30 minutes gone. And he cuts out the supply. Kessié is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. He might be in here! There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Davids. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And he's there to belt it away. That'll be a throw. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Son Heung-min, and he's managed to get free.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Messi. Now it's Mbappe. Davids. And the whistle goes for half-time. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for the latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
Watford sitting pretty here at half-time, 2-0 up. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. Pelé unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And that has left him in a heap. And he was quick to react. Now it's Szoboszlai. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Now, can they get him away? Davids. Couple of goals between the sides, and it's still early in the second half. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. Shapes to shoot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Watford with the corner, they're first. And that should get the job done. He's going for goal! They want to be quick to recover this. Szoboszlai tries a cross. Cannavaro attempts a clearance. Well, that is one way to stop him. And here's Szoboszlai. Oh, it's Pelé! Oh, the ball's run loose here. And he can clear it away. Tchouaméni. And that has put paid to that. And here's Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai looking to penetrate opposition lines. Now it's Szoboszlai, and he's away. Szoboszlai tries a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Szoboszlai really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
This their second corner of the game.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Madrid have the chance to go the other way. Pelé tries to play it through, and that has been cut short. Great vision. Mbappe! Worth a try, but not this time.
Mbappe cannot be faulted for trying. It was asking to be hit just a bit straighter.
Ahead by 2 and just about into the home straight. Tries from a long way out. And that's a real chance missed.
Oh, that miss could really prove costly. They don't want to be missing too many of those.
Roberto Carlos with the short one. Goes for the shot! Watford are looking to go forward now. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass.
That's the end. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria. A win achieved through the right balance of industry and inspiration. A really satisfying day's work. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. And that gets things running. The unmistakable Daniel van Bouten.
One of those players that's been there, done it, got the T-shirt.
And perhaps that's his greatest strength, Jim, his experience.
Certainly one of them, Peter, although for me his all-round game is what impressed most. He's a credible goal threat too, both inside the box.
Son Heung-min! Van Bouten with the clearance. Watford with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Now there's a fine ball. Oh, he's done very well. He's had a shot! Goal! And that was as close to certain as can be.
Well, I'm giving him full marks for the way he exploited the space, Peter, but you really shouldn't be left unmarked in the middle like that. I don't think he could believe his luck.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Nicely worked. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Otto. Oh, he certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
Soboslai ready to try one. And this the perfect opportunity to create Soboslai! Oh, smart save. He had plenty to do.
Well, I thought his starting position was good, and that helped the keeper to judge the flight of the ball and deal with it well.
This their second corner of the game. And he's gone looking for safety. And it's Otto. And he's managed to get rid. Soboslai might just make this. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Watford are enjoying a good spell right now and leading. Searching pass he's played there. Dink through. Here's found. It's Son Heung-min!
Oh, once he made the save, it didn't take the keeper long to start barking at his defence.
Soboslai is onto this. Van Bouten gets it clear. Davids. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Now it's Son Heung-min. Looking to play him in. Well read. Nice interception. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Now he's got space here. Watford have reclaimed it. Soboslai. Pele! Oh, split-second reaction.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
So, third corner of the game. Defending of the desperate variety. Real chance here. Hangs one in.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch.
Takes a shot. Oh, and with that, the half-time whistle goes. Watford are up by one then, but really feel they should be up by more. How would you review the first half?
Well, I think the scoreline offers a fair reflection of the level of endeavour from both teams. I think they lead because they did most of the probing. A little more penetration, I think, should help them get the job done.
Watford, the happier of the teams, heading in for half-time, 1-0 up. So off we go once more.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more. That's just playing it safe and simple.
It is a corner. Watford get their fourth corner. Son Heung-min! Beckenbauer clears. Son Heung-min concedes a free kick for that. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card. Knocks it into space. Shapes to shoot! Stojkovic clears it away. Watford just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Nice sequence of passes, this. And that has been clubbed away. Rijkaard. So we've reached the hour mark. Oh, that's a key interception. Now he's off and running. Van Basten. Now it's Stojkovic. Alvarez. And that's gone all the way through to the keeper.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Knocks it out wide. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, while the temptation's always there, Peter, I think it would be ill-advised of them to try settle.
Oh, what a climb! Harmlessly behind.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches. And that's been won straight back. Just a quarter of an hour to play. And it's been played through. Chance for a shot! And the ball's... Oh, it's fallen loose again!
Subtlety has gone out of the window. They have to force it any way they can now, Peter.
And Messi! He has done it! And that should do it! Within sight of the finish line. That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Watford are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, that's pretty much sealed it now. And surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that.
And a shot! And he hits the net! Late drama! Late goal! This will be one frantic ending! Perfect placement. The one place the keeper couldn't reach.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
Madrid give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, who's under pressure now? It's going to require some inspired defending to stop this lot.
And that's that. Watford pull through, sometimes by hook, sometimes by crook, but that needn't matter. They have the win, and that's what they needed. Kessié claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
This was all about tactics, Peter. A weakness in the central areas, both in defence and midfield, which is something we referred to before the game, and the manager was smart enough to make sure it was exploited.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So it's away we go then. Szoboszlai, with 200 games under his belt now, the standout name from both lineups. Don't you reckon, Jim?
Yeah, he's the mainstay in this team, Peter, and his value can never be underestimated. One of the first names on the team sheet, a priceless asset.
Takes aim and crosses. Now it's Szoboszlai. Van Bouten promptly onto that, and that is that. He's found a way past. Now it's Rodrigo. And a chance! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
Oh, it's come loose. Oh, what has happened here? And he's managed to charge for a shot! Goal! Well, there was to be no other outcome.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
So, a breakthrough already. Some really good ball movement. Spread neatly. There's no flag. That's a sharp pass. Well, the defence proved infallible then. Pelé is on it. Pelé! Superb from Pelé! He's got himself an absolute peach. A quite incredible spell. They are flying.
Well, he had time to weigh up the fact that the keeper was vulnerable, and he duly lobbed him.
Watford are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down, but they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Bellingham. And it's Son Heung-min. Lovely pass, but can he get there? He has found the way through. And he's heaved it away. Taken back almost at once. Kessié is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. That's a shade. Oh, he's been caught napping. Can he get it through? Rodrigo unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Kessié. Now it's Rodrigo. Rodrigo. Oh, this is a terrific run. And it's Bellingham. He's tried one! That was a matter of inches.
Well, I think the defence are breathing a big sigh of relief here. He really spanked that, and it wasn't far away at all.
Olise. Zanetti. Now Schlotterbeck. Van Bouten. And it's Bellingham. And the half-time whistle goes. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for the latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
Watford in control at half-time, 2-0. And we're underway again. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. That's a good ball out wide. He's in plenty of space here. Oh, really good feet. Goes for a shot! It's anyone's ball now. Now it's Kessié. He's found a way through.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Now it's Olise. Watford are 2 up early in the second half.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Nicely spread. Back into the middle. Looking for a runner. Looking to play him in. And that's a nicely shaped ball. De Gea gets rid without sophistication. Batistuta. Olise. Zanetti. Zanetti crosses. And that has been knocked clear. Xavi Alonso. It's played through for him. And this is Son Heung-min, and he's certainly onside here. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
And a header! Relentless! Just relentless! And on this day, when he celebrates his 200th appearance, a memorable moment. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
A case now of complete control. Watford are almost home and dry now. Kessié. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And it's Szoboszlai. And here's Son Heung-min. That's a pretty loose pass. Can he get on the end of this? And he's there to belt it away. And that's been won straight back. So just 1 extra minute for stoppages. Tries to play it through. He's beaten the last man. They want to be quick to recover this. And that will be the final act. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered through. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, we're on the way. Barcelona have gone with what looks like an orthodox 4-4-2, Jim.
Well, the modern version of that is a lot more fluid and flexible than in bygone times. There's a much greater understanding of the need for players to cover forward running, and it enables risk-taking while the gaps are filled. I'm very much a fan of it. There are a lot of people who seem to have kind of ignored it and just put it to bed, but it still works, it's still valid, and I think we're going to see it be successful here.
Watford with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Chance, surely! He's scored! There is the breakthrough! Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Well, I'm sat here, Peter, thinking that the keeper might have done a little better then. Maybe his positioning wasn't great, but then again, I don't think he had...
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Now it's Pele, and this is Son Heung-min. Kessié, and the finish! He scored! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye.
Well, Peter, they're trying to claim offside here, but this stinks of desperation to me. They know they've got it wrong.
Watford are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Kessié did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Tries to play it through. Quality ball. Rudiger gets over and intercepts. Davids. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Thuram. Haaland. So much time and space here. Oh, surely that deserved better.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside. They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
McAllister with the short one. Can he finish? Just off target.
Alexander-Arnold is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
Saliba. It's a searching pass. Cannavaro calmly anticipates. Szoboszlai. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Nicely weighted ball. Pass is just off target. He's been bundled over. That is a foul. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. He's having a good look here. This the perfect chance to extend the advantage. Szoboszlai! Now, who's going to be first to this? Zanetti crosses. Nice and easy for the goalkeeper. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Kessié, and that's really well manoeuvred. He's through, now is he in? That's a decent clearance. And that is out of play. Kessié. Yeah, he's fouled him there. He's shaping up to have a crack from here. Looking to widen the gap even further here. Szoboszlai! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Oh, sweet feet. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for the latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
Watford ahead 2-0 and they are looking good. So off we go once more. The message is clear, none shall pass. You have to say that was an exemplary tackle, stopped him dead in his tracks. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Now it's Szoboszlai. Nice looking ball. Oh, that was vital. And that's put paid to a promising move. Now, what about a counter-attack? Rijkaard makes the interception. Davids wins the duel this time. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Oh, he's taken out. That'll be a foul. Referee's come over. It's a red card. Well, there may be some scope for debate over the seriousness of the offence, but none over its repercussions. They'll have to see out the rest of the game with 10 men.
Well, what goes through a player's head at times like that is a mystery to me.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run.
He's one-on-one, surely! Real chance! Decent strike, kept it fizzing low.
Kessié clearly feels he did everything right there. He really wasn't that far away.
That's a pretty loose pass. That's been cut out, well played. Looking for the run. Scholes. Oh, this looks sharp. Now then, the ball's come loose. Neymar. And that has been clubbed away. That's the throw. Haaland puts his foot on the gas. And he shoots! They want to be quick to recover this. Massaro! And that is doing no harm at all.
Yeah, he came away empty-handed in the end, but it was wonderful movement.
Searching pass he's played there. Haaland was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. He's in a great position here. Tries a shot! It's in! No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Massaro demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Barcelona get themselves back into contention.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but they've got to stay calm and not go completely gung-ho.
Oh, that pass isn't the best. A probing pass. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically...
Oh no, this does not look good. Saliba with the clearance. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. David Villa is herring after that one. Neymar. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Could move up a gear here. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. There's the whistle. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Peter, Erling Haaland is very much the player in all of football in so many ways. His development really owes to the fact that he made all the best choices. The clubs, the coaches, everything has been meticulously planned.
He's had a shot! Goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart.
Pelé gets through on his own. He's found some space. And the shot! Superb from Pelé! About as smooth as it gets. 2-0 and in next to no time.
Yeah, the keeper was thinking about his angles, and Loft just took him out of the equation. Elementary.
Watford are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
And that's a dangerous... Big chance! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Beckham to take it as usual. Beckham with the short one. Here comes the cross. Watford have the chance to go the other way. And here's Haaland. He could be in here. Haaland purring through the gears. It's a loose ball. Baresi gets it clear. And it's Beckham. And here's Yamal. Oh, well played, well played. Conte. Not much subtlety about that challenge. You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Now it's Pelé. Serginho. Donatoni. Serginho. Rijkaard getting this one clear. And he's managed to gift it back. Pelé on a hat-trick. What do you think that'll mean to him, Jim?
Well, I think it'll mean a huge amount to him. The way he's been playing, I fully expect him to turn his 2 goals into 3. His appetite has been brilliant, and he totally merits a third.
He looks a really hungry player right now. Szoboszlai. Watford looking forward to the break after some very good work in the first 45 minutes. Donatoni. And it's Serginho. Lovely, now then. He's having a shot! It's in! Half-time imminent! What a time to score! His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and
he's been bundled over. That is a foul. Oh, no messing about. It is red. He does seem to be in considerable discomfort. I do hope it's nothing serious. Well, he waited a little while, but it does seem that the referee was eventually convinced that that was a clear enough chance he denied.
Yes, sadly he knew exactly what he was doing and he had to go with the risk.
He's shaping up to have a crack from here.
Well, this certainly fits the bill when it comes to the man for the occasion.
Messi! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Watford are opting for an early... It's goal! Oh, it's hit the post. Yamal is always looking to play quality balls. Haaland, Rijkaard does really well to win the... And that is going to be the final action of the first half. That was a very watchable and entertaining half of football, and it's fair to say that both teams have played their part. And neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
Watford are leading by 1 in a finely poised game. It's 2-1 at half-time. So off we go once more. That's gone for a throw-in. Watford do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
Well, we're certainly going to see a change in personnel. We'll see if the system changes with it.
Nicely shaped ball. Neymar is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. It's a searching pass. Cannavaro spots it and intercepts. Now it's Yamal. Yamal!
He was berating his defence before making the save, and he's at it again now.
Ambitious ball here. And no, that was never going to make it. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Messi. And it's Conte. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, decent chance! And it's in! Pomp, panache and passion. This, a man full of it all. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to...
And a chance! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the...
And that's it. My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.